Hey everyone, I wanted to send you a quick video with a couple different updates. Number one, I've graded all of your discussion questions and I've also left comments for every single one of you. So make sure that you go in and read the comments. Overall, we did good this first week. Make sure that you read through the discussion question guidelines and the rubric. It really specifically states that each answer needs to be 200 words. So if you would have been handing in this assignment, there was 4 questions. Roughly the assignment at the minimum would have had 800 words in it in total. I'm not a big word count person. The reason why we do this on our online class is that so I make sure that you expand on your answers, and that's exactly what needs to happen. There needs to be more information, provide it more details. The chapter gives a lot, my PowerPoint slides give a lot. And then the other piece of it is I want to hear your insight, whether that's, whether you agree with something, whether something was new for you, whether it's something that you've experienced. So it's not just about spewing back facts, but it's also about, kind of putting your viewpoint on these questions, or what did you learn, or what did you find interesting. So make sure next week you really expand, because again, if you look at the rubric, you lose 1 point automatically when they're less than 200 words, and when each question's only worth 5 points, that can add up quickly. So make sure that you expand on those answers. Number 2, I wanted to just really touch on the ideologies and make sure that you guys have a full understanding that these ideologies, as the book kind of states, are what really gives meaning to our culture, and that we as a society have shaped these ideologies. We have kind of come up with this construct to, put people in certain areas. Again, I just wanted to highlight that, making sure that we understand that this isn't necessarily, ideologies aren't like facts of like, this is exactly how things are. It's something for us to follow. And I want you guys to kind of question the ideologies. I want you to think about how they're in your life, and areas where you have seen yourself and that you have that these ideologies are just present constantly. So I just want to make sure you guys really understand this, because they will be brought up a lot. You will have to refer to them within your discussion questions throughout the entire 6 weeks, so make sure you know them. The next piece is your peer responses were awesome. I won't comment on those. I do read them though, because I want to make sure the dialogue is appropriate and on point. So I went through all of them. I want to remind you, if you can, as best as possible, make sure you're responding to different people each week, and you're not just responding to people that or the first people that are done with their discussion questions. So try to mix it up so that you can read some different people's answers. Overall, I thought they were good. You guys did a good job of just kind of pulling out certain things that you could relate to, or you thought were interesting. So the peer responses this week were very, very good. The last thing is, I will be opening up the rest of the weeks, this weekend at some point. I do feel like, though, there is so much going on in our society, and it is changing every single day, that my intro video and my actual lectures won't be available until Sunday of each week. Typically I put them up sooner, but I just feel like I could be, preparing these lectures, these intros, and then something, could happen within our society. And I want to make sure that I'm updating you as much as possible with material that we need to discuss. I mean, this, as I kind of touched on last week, this has been a really unsettling couple weeks within our country. There's going to be a lot to talk about. I mean, so many athletes have come forward, taken a stance. I mean, just yesterday, Drew Brees, if you haven't seen it, he took a pretty strong stance on how he feels about the national anthem. And now this morning he's apologized for it. And I'm not going to get into it because we have another chapter that will discuss more details, but I do think it's going to be important that my intro video and that my lectures, my PowerPoint slides are really up to date each week. So you can still work ahead. That's important to me, that you have the opportunity to see the material and work ahead. But my lectures and things, I just think it's going to be best if I don't update them until the Sunday before we get started. The last thing is your personal learning posts are due. We have your quizzes due today, so make sure you take your time. You get 45 minutes to complete it. Should be plenty of time. Just take your time. Have your book ready. Have the chapters ready if you need to, or my lecture up if you need to. And then tomorrow your personal learning post is due. This is your last kind of way of showing me like, hey, this is what I've learned from the chapter. Again, there is a personal reflection tab on the left-hand side that really gives you specific details on what I'm looking for. So make sure that you read through that again before you hand in that assignment. Let me know if you have any other questions. Week 1 is going really good, so good job. I'm really happy, you guys are getting your assignments in, and it seems like we have a good flow going on. So like I said, the rest of the weeks will start to get open this weekend, maybe even as early as tomorrow. And then, you'll see each Sunday that I'll update my intro video. And I will be sending the intro video through email on Sunday, I've decided. And it will also be in the weeks like week 1 was. Okay, so keep up the good work. Quiz today, personal learning post, and then we'll head into week 2. Good job.